Morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy winter solstice. Come on in. Let me find us so that I can share it out. There we are. Hello, hello. Who's going to be the first one in here? Come on in. Rick and Josie, there you go. Hello, good morning. Right. Let's get the party started. How about that morning song? Annie 7. Annie 7. And I didn't turn the sound off. There we go. Deirdre, good morning. Kathleen, hello, everybody. All right, let's get some music so we can all call in somebody we want to see here this morning. Alexa must be cold. Suzanne, good morning. Here we go.
Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't it so come on, let's play. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back the lyrics and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Beginning easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day.
Go into our heart. Let's start our day in a really good place in our heart. It's really the only place that we feel alive and connected. So let's connect in with our higher self. Good morning, Catherine Kovacs. So touching your heart center, slow down the breathing. Add in that special ingredient of love. Letting the light flow in you and through you, lighting up your whole being. Let your essence be of love, and let that be what you show to the world. May all beings everywhere be blessed and feel this wonderful feeling of love and connection. It's so good to see all of you here this morning. Let me get started with the blog. And last night it was called Celebrate. And I used a wonderful picture of our Auntie Jean. I don't know if you all have looked at it yet, but celebration is what we're talking about. Life is a celebration. Consider everything that makes you happy as a gift from God and say thank you. That's a quote from Francis Lucille. When was the last time you celebrated? I mean, really celebrated, not just cutting a cake and blowing out the candle type of celebration. That's just a ceremony. A celebration is like a graduation. You accomplished something, reached a goal, raised up to the next level. We go through life marking important dates, events, holidays. But how about the soul events, the ones you may not have a certificate of achievement or a title for, the ones that you would love to have others understand what a big deal it was for you, even if they didn't understand the importance of it. Maybe it was when you really connected for the first time with God, with your spirit guides, your angels, or the first time you had your first intuitive message. Did you want to shout it out to the world? I remember when I first connected with Jesus as a young teenager, and I felt his wonderful presence speaking to me. I remember also my first glimpse of Yogananda and the knowingness in my soul that he was guiding me. That was over 30 years ago, and it feels like yesterday. Dear angels, celebrations in life do not necessarily have anything to do with traditional events. It is what has meaning to us personally. It's what we hold in our heart and feel the warmth of it with each remembrance. Dear ones, you do not need a yardstick or a date on a calendar to honor your spiritual growth. Every day can be a cause to celebrate the way you feel inside when you remember your magnificence. As you grow, sometimes quickly and sometimes slowly, just remember that the important thing is to acknowledge that growth, just as you do in your human experience. The marks on the wall showing your height are a reminder of where you started and how you progressed over the years. It would be good to spend some time reflecting the same way with how you have grown in your spirituality. As you look at your beliefs and understanding of who you truly are, do you have cause to celebrate any growth? Do you have more confidence, more assurance of your convictions? And does your day-to-day life reflect this? If you have integrated the understanding and teachings into your daily speech and actions, then celebrate. Just as your physical growth can be seen, so can your spiritual growth. Don't just mark dates on a calendar, dear ones. Let every day be a celebration of the love you feel inside and how you showed that love into the world. Start where you are with showing loving kindness to those closest to you, and then expanding it out from there. When you grow on the inside, you will glow on the outside. Dear angels, today I promise to celebrate every day this immense love that is in my heart for God and my fellow beings. Good morning, Elena. Happy that you're here with us. I just want to take a minute and share this to some of the people that I don't see in here, kind of like our Auntie Jean, and Who else? Our blue. See if I can find her. Who else is it here? Let's take a minute and just share out to somebody. Linda. Okay, who do you want in here? Say their name. Say their name and get them here. Ricky had to leave us. Ricky, I hope that building comes down, the structure comes down with ease and grace. Just allow it to happen. There you go, Suzanne. Let's get our Stacy in here and our Tammy Fisk. Bring in those that you want to say good morning to. Today's our prayer day. So we need to know if there's any updates, if there's anyone you want to put in the prayers, and let's just make that happen. Mary Crincoli, yes, indeed. Let's get her up, wake her up and get her in here. She may be out for her morning walk. Sometimes she does that early. All right, I'm going to see what Kuan Yin has to say to all of us today. How's everybody doing? We're getting ready to be really cold here where I am. I think it's going to snow today, maybe. I don't know. They keep changing the prediction. 1 minute it's going to, the next minute it isn't. But I got to see snow covering the mountains yesterday, and all those beautiful Rockies, they're all snow-capped. And that is so beautiful to see. Oh, Deirdre, I'm so sorry, honey. You never go outside, but yet you're coughing and hurts to breathe. Well, let's send some beautiful love your way and make sure that you're in that prayer circle this morning. Yeah, I don't understand it either, Deirdre. I know that right now there's some kind of new strand of cold that's going around. Auntie Jean had it. It knocked her out and put her in bed. And there she is. She's feeling so much better. Good morning, Auntie Jean. Prachetta. Hello, hello. All right. So happy winter solstice, everyone. Michelle Enders and I will be on at 3 o'clock Eastern today and sharing some beautiful ceremony with you. So I hope you can tune into that. And I'm going to guide us into some loving kindness meditation called Metta. So I hope you can be there for that. All right. So Kuan Yin's message is, it's never too late. If you have forgotten who you are now, know that your true self has not gone away, and it never will. Underneath every layer of conditioning, under all twisting and turning and trying to fit into some shape to please others, your true self remains true, ready, and waiting to rise up in original gorgeousness and glory. It is never too late for you to choose to be you. Choose to be you and celebrate you. Just like what the blog said, if we celebrate every moment of our spirituality, we're always celebrating, aren't we? Look at how you grow. Look at the things that you're doing now that maybe you weren't doing a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. How has your life changed and grown spiritually? Can you see that? Can you see the progress? That was interesting. It just decided to play the song all by itself. Yes, it is going to be a cold weekend for sure. And Prachetta says, it will be late at night, but I would definitely try to come for the meditation. Yay, Prachetta. You can always watch the replay, darling, but to actually be there watching it live, it does make a difference. It has that huge energy where you follow along and you get to see who else is there and just love on each other. So just that question, have you seen growth? Have you seen and can measure your spiritual growth just like you did your physical growth? And like they were saying, we don't need to make marks on a wall and see how tall we are. We see it in our actions. We see it in our daily life. And that's the measurement, isn't it? So there's the question. How many of you can say, yep, I see spiritual growth. Yes, I experience what I feel inside, and it shows on my outside. That it's a glow. It's just a different energy when you know who you are and you stand in your divine authority and you have a confidence about you. And that's what happens when we grow and mature. We have a confidence because we know ourselves. Do you know yourself spiritually? Are you at a point where you can say, oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting there. We'll never know everything. We'll never understand all of it, but we can see growth. And yeah, Deirdre, there you go. Oh, I totally see it in you too, Deirdre. Absolutely. And Elena says, yes, it will be cold in Florida, 32 this Saturday, and iguanas will be falling off the trees. Oh, I hope not. I hope that they find a place to cuddle up somewhere instead of in the trees. Well, it's 31 here right now. So it's going to be very cold here today. And Prachetta is asking us to kindly bless Prachir. He is traveling to Delhi by train tonight, just 3 hours from now. Oh, you're so welcome, honey. I know, right, Jean? Those poor iguanas. And Prachetta says, ma'am, I definitely see spiritual growth, especially after my beautiful fairy Teri ma'am came into my life. Love you so much. Oh, honey, I love you so much. And thank you for sharing that. You know, it's when we do a reflection, when we just pause and say, what is my life? And how am I different? If you journal, I know I say this a lot, but it's so true. If you keep a journal and you start, every day or once a week or whatever that looks like to you, then you can go back and you can, as you reflect, look in your journal and say, oh, what changed? How did I change? How am I different now? And you can actually, plot that out and say, oh, yeah, I was so not really naive, but not understanding a lot of things. And then the more that you immerse yourself in the spiritual family, the more you surround yourself with those who are like-minded, you're going to see that growth. You're going to see it show up for you. And if you're really growing, it's going to show on the outside in how you react to different people, how you respond, how you give your love away. That's the real strength, isn't it? When you see that, you know that you have really built up your spiritual muscles when you're giving it away and you're not interested so much in what you're doing for yourself as what you're doing for others. How are you being of service into the world? Blue is here. Good morning, darling Blue. And Kathy Han says, I have seen it in myself. Lately, I've been struggling, though. Well, if you reflect back, Kathy, on the times that you struggled, and we all do, we all have challenges, we all have things that we go through. Reflect back and say, how did I handle the struggles in the past as I grew, as I had the understanding and the light bulb went on and I had an aha moment and I knew this is how you do it. This is how you go through those fires. You go through them with ease and grace because there's a knowingness of what to do. And yes, I've seen the growth. Suzanne has totally seen your growth. I think we all have. The moments that you're struggling, just stop it. Like the angel said yesterday, just take that moment to say, what am I thinking? Because I know how I did this before. I know how I made it over those hot coals in the past. Let me just step back, step away from the hot coal and look at it and say, do I really want that? Is that the experience I want to have? Or what can change in me? What growth can I see in me that will help me go across that coal with ease and grace and not be burned and not be absolutely devastated by the fires that are raging? So pull on your past experience of growing spiritually. I know when I first encountered Yogananda, I talked about that in the blog, it changed something. It just really, something clicked in because I knew I was not alone. I knew I wasn't going through those struggles and those fires all by myself. I knew that there were spirit guides and like-minded people that were helping me through it. And Suzanne says, I've seen a lot of growth in the past few years in myself. It's been a wild ride. It just sort of quietly hovers in me most of the time. Next year, I will roar. Oh, Suzanne, I hope you can tune in to the winter solstice celebration today, because we're going to talk about what it means to do that self-reflection, to go into a dormant stage over the winter time where you plant seeds. And now it's time for those seeds to just start growing, to start coming to life underneath. Not so much right there where you're looking at them, but what's happening is what's inside of you just really comes to a good place so you can see it on the outside. And Deirdre says, Kathy, you've come so far. Stop second guessing yourself. Absolutely. When we do that, when we fall back into the doubts, the insecurities, thinking that we can't handle whatever it is we're given, and we forget our magnificence. We forget that we are so strong and the place that we were at before that we knew who we were. So step back into the knowingness of who you are, the knowingness that you are not alone. You're not going through any of that experience alone. You might physically be dealing with it, be dealing with situations and people and thinking that, you have to do it all by yourself, but you don't. You have such a loving family right here that only wants the best for you. So allow yourself to be lifted in those moments when you think you can't go forward, when it seems to be too hard to make decisions or to lift one foot in front of the other. Just pull on this strength that's right here, right now. Everyone that surrounds you with love. Good morning, Don. Thank you for being here. And Blue, you're back. Where'd you go? I'm glad you came back, wherever you went. And Kathy says, I see it in you as well, Suzanne, and you have truly been a supportive, loving friend. I love that. I love that when we started this family over 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, there were so many bonds that were created and so many of you that just have developed into a beautiful relationship and friendship where you do hold each other up. And Suzanne says, that's a beautiful way to look at it. I planted seeds and now they are ready to grow and peek out of the soil. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today at 3:00. Michelle and I will be on to guide us into some understanding of this winter solstice, this new beginning that's happening today. And Blue says, welcome to the fifth dimension. The light returns. Woohoo. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go into the light and really know who we are as we do that. I see growth in every one of you. Everyone that's here right now, you're just a blessing to each other and to me especially. When I come on in the morning, it's because I need your positivity. I need your strength as well. I'm here just to be the conduit, just to open up that channel so we can all love on each other and help each other to see our magnificence. But I also need lifted up by you, because that's what happens when we come in here and we say those words of love and we share what's happening. That's such a beautiful thing, to just be in a safe place where you can say, I need help today. Or you can say, I feel strong today. Who needs me? Who needs me to send you some love, to send you that beautiful energy? Our Auntie Jean, our wise woman of the mountain, says, sometimes, Kathy, it is hard to separate ourselves from what is going on around us. The noise around you is not you. You have grown so much inside. Your P family sees it. We certainly do. We see the beauty that shines from you. And that's what the angels were talking about when they were saying, can you see it on the outside? Can you see how you have changed and how it's not the same old, same old? You know, when we chart our physical growth, we know that we've changed. But when we see it on a measuring stick or lines on the wall that chart your growth, then other people notice it as well. So it's the same thing with our spiritual growth. Other people will start noticing it. Other people will see that shine, that glow. I love that last sentence that they had. Let me read that sentence again. All right, where is it? Well, my computer's being a little monkey. It doesn't want it to show it to me. It says, when you grow on the inside, you will glow on the outside. Hold on to that thought today. I want you all to just take that thought. If somebody could type that in, I think that is one of the most beautiful lines that the angels have given us for us to really see change in ourselves and change in others. And Kathy says, I'm grateful for all this loving family. I'm feeling very stressed lately with lots of anxiety. Please pray for Bob and I to stay strong. Marley comes home tomorrow and I want all to be perfect, but in reality, it is so messed up. Change the story. Change the story. Change the dialogue. Change what it is into a gratitude. Be grateful for all of that chaos. When we're grateful for things in our life, we see it through different eyes. We see it through a different perspective. So, Kathy, I encourage you to look at that today and look at how you have handled situations in the past, how you have grown, and see the difference in how we handle it through our spirit beings and our spirit eyes, and the strength that you have right here in this safe place. Blue says, we are the light. Just ask Gruff. Gruff just said she will give you positivity. The Fae are well known today. They're quite a color spectacle here right now. I bet they are. Do they have white stuff to play in, Blue? I think we're getting some white stuff pretty soon. And Suzanne says, thank you. Whoops. Where'd you go? Thank you for the reminder. It's easy to think that you are always floating on a high vibrational pink cloud. Right. Cover everything with pink. Just cover it with that love. There you go. Thank you, Mama Hada Bear. When you grow on the inside, you glow on the outside. Kathy, look at your glow. Look in the mirror. And I encourage you to see your aura. Look in the mirror and just see you, your spirit you, not the physical, and come from that place. And Kathy says, I'll do my best. I made it to work at least. Absolutely. And Elena, thank you. Yes, let's keep these words in our heart today. That's a message the angels gave us. Speaking of angel messages, tomorrow is the Angel Circle, and it's not going to be streamed online. It's private, and I'm going to get to as many as I can to bring an angel message to you. And just sign up. Go to that form and sign up, because that's the only way you'll get into the Zoom. Hope Wellington Marshall says, hey, Peas, I'm here. I feel like I can breathe now. Thank you. Montana and baby Rio are both doing well. I have come home after spending the past 5 days in the hospital with them. You were all there too. Love and light to you all, miracle warriors. Indeed. Thank you for sharing that hope. And yes, she has been so in my heart, both of them, her and the baby. And thank you. We love when we get answered prayer. So thank you for that. Yeah, Kathy, I hope you can be there. I hope you'll sign up on that jot form, because like I said, that's the only way you're going to get the link to come into the Zoom. And I've also started a meetup, and I'm going to be sharing the events there and hopefully reach out to a wider net and have people come in that we've never seen before. So let's expand. I feel like with this year coming up, it's time for expansion. And with this winter that's here, with the winter solstice, we're going to really sow some seeds, and we're going to see growth in our spiritual family. And I think growth in what's coming forward this coming year. JoY Castrillo, good morning. All right, so let me entertain you. Let me pull up our Peapod prayer list. If there's any that you need to add in, whatever you need to do, make changes, what that looks like for you, then it's time to do it now. Here we go. Wednesday is our reminder day of who's on our list. And see if anybody else jumped in here. Catherine, you're on Meetup. Yay. Okay. Suzanne says, I meant it in a way that we might tend to think that you, Teri, are always high vibrational. We come to Cuppa to get uplifted. In reality, you need uplifting too. We all do. We all need it. And when we're giving that love out to each other, all of us feel it. We're all immersed in it. Thank you for your prayers, Deirdre. Prayers for all humans, Gaia, and world peace, and attention to human trafficking. So our Peapod list is for all of the P's for peace. No one's excluded. We are all inclusive. Whoever is open to be love, to receive love, And here we are, and we share with each other. We pray for peace on earth. That's at the foremost of my thoughts every day. So let's see who's on our list. If there's some that need to be changed, just let me know. We have Prachetta. Prachir, and Prachetta has asked for travel prayers for Prachir this evening there where they are, but it's morning for us on the East Coast. I sure will hope we'll make sure that they're on there. All right, we have Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters and her mom, Abha, Billy and Tim Hawkins, and I'm going to ask for prayers for Billy and Tim as they travel today to see their son, Brian. You know, we've been lifting Brian up, and thank you. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for praying for my nephew. He's doing good as far as what he needs to do to prepare for receiving a liver transplant, but he's still got a month to go before they'll actually start actively looking for a transplant, to a liver to transplant. And there may be a need for a kidney transplant as well. So please continue to pray for Brian. Sheila and Kevin, Gary, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly Lankford, Loretta and Cecil, Joanne Castrillo, her husband John, and their family, especially her daughter Jackie and grandson Eris, Deirdre and her daughter Danya and Thump the cat, Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Tia Fernetti, Nancy Sanger, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, her mom and her daughters and her granddaughter, and her sister Karina, Marietta and Ed. I have a feeling they're listening in, but I haven't seen her type anything in. And good girl Pearl and Mr. Wiggles, and for that boat Sweet Dreams to get to its perfection so they can enjoy it out on the water. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and his family, DJ Blaze, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son Ryan, Rick and Josie Morrow, who are outside right now working on tearing down their carport. Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio and their family, Jean and Ron Lorio and all of their family. Christina and Carrie Leftwich and her family, Mary Lou Burdick and all of her beautiful, beautiful family in the Berkshires, Catherine and Michael Kovacs and their family and their fur babies, Rosalind, good vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and their family, especially Colin and Marlena, and travel prayers for Marley, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss and all of her children and grandchildren, and her sister, Becky LaFave, who just had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Becky. Erica Hoppy and her family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and family, and his brother especially, and his brother's wife. Hope Wellington Marshall and Zena and her parents, Winston and Cynthia. And I think we have Montana on here later, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now, for her beautiful daughter, Marlena, and that beautiful baby, Rio, and holding them both up for wonderful, good health. Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandkids and her sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and her mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and his teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese, and Anesh and Teresa, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux and her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and her mom Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave and their fur babies, Pocky, Gruff, Woozy Bee, Blue, Lulu, and Gizmo, the keepers of the light, Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Gordy's family and friends, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie, let's lift our Brookie, and that baby Maxwell, lift them high, as well as Dylan, Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Angel Fullerton, Lillian and her family in Norway, her children and grandchild Gabriel and Lily's mother, Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt. And if we have an update on baby Wyatt, Kathleen, please give us that. And also baby Haven, Kat, Steve, Candy, and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis, and all of her beautiful family in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her family, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy Fisk and her daughter and her sister Tracy, and also Tammy's beautiful little grandbaby CJ, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle, and your mom Rose, Stephen, Caitlin, Ruth Anderson and her family, and her sister-in-law Sharon, Diana Bertut, Jeannie and her husband Al, and neither of them are doing well physically, so let's please lift them up, and her sister Merle. This area of Boulder, Colorado, they had another fire here a couple of days ago. I think it's almost contained, but let's please remember those who were evacuated because of it. Deb Goldberg and family. Let's see, let me get this update. Kathleen says Wyatt has pneumonia and is in the hospital again. Haven is doing pretty well, except another challenge with his intestines. So let's send extra love and light to both of those babies today. All right, Michelle with breast cancer, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their sons and dog, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and family. And I'd love it if we give her extra prayers today. Our beautiful Sharon. Only love and light to you, Sharon. Sherry Gatewood and Padama, Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Bill B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Quincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Iola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Noel, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dyke, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, the Walters family, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Peace and her family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Olfick, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, and travel prayers for Kuka and her husband, please. Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Jay Rothman and Mary, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's mom, who just passed, praying for that whole family that are now grieving her, and Carrie's niece, Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, especially her son, going through a lot emotionally right now. Good morning, Leo. Joanne McCann-New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and her daughter, Matt, Noel and housemate, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and her mom, Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Campamans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, who just lost my beautiful friend, Sunny's wife and Hunter's mom, and they're going through their first Christmas season without her. Peggy, Claire, Carrie Butcher's family. I have her on here twice, but that's okay. We'll lift her up twice. Good morning, Tammy Fisk. Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Shelby Burns, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom, Jewel, and Sarah, who I understand is doing really well in her recovery, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, that's Paula Floor's mother, EC, Shelley Newman and Teri, and I think Terry's back in the hospital. So let's lift him up, going through a cancer journey. Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tiffany Ingles' father who passed, so let's remember their whole family, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger, Alan, and Alicia, that's Michelle Lander's children. Good morning, Roberta. Solvi Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundal, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson, Higman Simpson, the Reverend Saba, Sam, Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Diane Beiersdorfer's mom, who I think is doing really well right now, Jordan, Linda Benedita, that was from Isabel. And if there's any you want to add, we have a blank page, so you can add them on here. Yeah, I think Matt is on the list, isn't he, Blue? I think I saw his name. No, that was Matt from Marietta. So yes, I will put Matt on that blank page. He'll be the first one on there. So if there's anyone else that wants to bring someone to the list, please do. I want to add my friend Juliet. Juliet has come on with us at night sometimes for chanting, and I want to lift her up. I really hope she'll come into the family and we can all get to know her beautiful self. And anyone else? There's a young child I've been following in the UK, and his name is Corey. And I've talked about him and I wrote about him in my blog. And Corey is rejecting the heart that was transplanted, his second heart transplant, and has decided not to try again. So let's please get behind this little 11-year-old who is just such a bright light right now, shining his love out to others. And if there's any others you want to put on here, just let me know and I will make sure they're on there for our next get together on next Wednesday when we share. And I just want to add all of those who are going through this holiday season alone. I want to make this a big celebration of life for everyone that is maybe going through a tough time at the holidays. And let's lift every one of you, everyone around you, lift this whole energy of our world right now, where there's a lot of isolation and depression. Yes, Kathleen, she certainly would be. I know she told me that you two have spoken, and I just love her light. So let's lift her up. And Prachetta is asking to add her friend Angelic Bajaz. She's in New York. We certainly will, Prachetta. Thank you for that. Okay, so if you would, join me for praying this prayer over all of us, all these prayer requests, our whole world. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. So let's lift up everyone that we just mentioned, all those prayers, and every one of you that's here right now, or those who will listen on the replay. Maybe you're not quite awake yet. And let's start giving that love to each other. That's right, Suzanne. It is a gift that keeps on giving when we send love and peace out into the world. So what do we say to each other? On the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. And send that from your heart. Just send that love to just be in the presence of the Holy Spirit, the presence that lifts us all and lets us know that we are magnificent. All right, so I saw Leo come in. Leo, I don't know if you're still there, but I'm going to go find you and we'll get out of here and get on with our day. It's going to be a really, I think, a beautiful day. This winter solstice, beginning of the light. And let's just all celebrate today in whatever way that looks like for you. Let's celebrate light. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I'm going to find Leo. We're going to get him in here. Right, here he is. He has arrived. There he is. Hello.
Good morning, Earthlings. It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. When all the peace for peace, so I'm mission for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead wherever we may be. We create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Waiting on the guys, the angels, and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the bar. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of. Full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today's a new day, we all part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Running cup full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the peas and the pot. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. Give me a cup of full of joy. Give me a cup of full of love. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup of full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peas and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup of full of joy. Cup of full of joy.
Woo is right. Thank you, Leo, for that wonderful song. Thank you, John Thaddeus Fiore, for coming in to say hello, and for our Rosalind good vibes. And oh my gosh, it sounds like you're having a party there, Blue, with our beautiful Pocky and Gruff. I'm sure they were loving hearing Leo. It's Lisa's birthday. Oh, if you get around to seeing her, please wish her a happy birthday from me. Well, John, I can give a PayPal address, but I don't think it'll go to you. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. Stay in your heart. Stay blessed. And if you want to spend more time with me today, I'll be on in an hour doing a meditation excavation with Dr. Ruth Anderson. And then at 3:00 in the afternoon, I'll be on with Michelle Landers, leading us and guiding us to that beautiful winter solstice energy and some activations to the energy. So come hang out with me today. And don't forget to sign up for the Angel Circle tomorrow night. We're starting early. I'm going to start at 6:30 so that it'll give us plenty of time before I jump off to do the chanting at 8:30. So thank you again. I love you so much. Stay in your heart, stay blessed, and stay warm, because I know that wet stuff, the white fluffy stuff, is starting to move in and the temperatures are a dropping. So hang out with somebody that'll keep you warm or under a nice blankie. I will see you all later. Namaste, y'all.